Hey guys, welcome back to the Sensor Pop channel. For this week's deck profile, I have something that I've been working on for quite some time now, and I'm really excited to show you guys. As you know, right now the meta has been defined by counterplay or milling, or even counterplay and milling. So I go down to work to think about what type of decks that we can make to you know, disrupt this play a little. Oh, there's something wrong with my hair. In my opinion, there are two ways to go around playing counterplay. The first one is playing something very big that is more than 20k so that your opponent cannot counterplay against it. The other idea is you play something very small, like a 1-drop that has a come into play effect so that it is very cheap. When your opponent wants to counterplay it, it's not a fair trade between the both of you. To play around milling, it's more straightforward. Is either you don't draw a lot, or you are able to put cards back from your drop area into your deck. So with those ideas in mind, I thought about why don't we revisit this leader. Excited yet? I am. Let's see each other after the short intro, alright? Alright guys, so welcome back from the intro. So we are going to talk about the Boujack leader. There are so many words in this archetype, so I'm just gonna go through them as fast as possible. Please go read up on them if I missed something over there, but I'm just gonna bring up the general points on how this is gonna work. Alright, so if you don't know the Boujack leader yet, he is a very subpar leader in my opinion. He has such great potential, however, I think due to just really Bandai just don't want to break this leader. This leader, it's on the verge of breaking, so they have to be very careful with that, so I understand what they're doing with them. Alright, so for Boujack, once per turn, so it doesn't have to be your turn, but the Boujack Brigade card, it's played in your battle area, you get to draw a card, and he gets 5k for the duration of the turn. So, and his auto, during your turn, when you combo two of your Boujack Brigade's card from your battle area, you get to choose one of your opponent's battle card in rest mode and pop them. Alright, so there is no limitation. Of course, you cannot do it with barrier cards, but you can just take two and pop something. So it's pretty good because you need to clear your area of Boujack Brigade's card. That is something that you need to do. Alright, and he's one of the leader that you just flip over and it does nothing, so you could just flip over. There's nothing. Alright, so on his backside it's exactly the same. However, you can combo it. He gains ability even if your card is in rest mode. You can combo with them, and also at the same time, once per turn, you don't get the 5k already. So you only get 5k on the unawakened side, but you don't get 5k on his awakened side. Alright, so the ability is exactly the same, except that on his awakened side, you get 5k, unawakened side, you can combo the cards even if they are in rest mode. Okay, but they have to be in Boujack Brigade, so that's that. Alright, so let's talk about the deck itself. The deck, it's rather difficult to play, so listen carefully. Okay, let's talk about how do you play around counterplay. The idea for me to play around counterplay is to play things that are very cheap. In this deck, everything that you're gonna play costs one cost, except for your counterplay cards, which you have Champa and also San Gohan. Both are really good cards in my opinion, but they cost 2. Okay, those are the cards that cost 2. Most of them, except for maybe Champa, the counterplay cards, and also when you want to finish your game with this guy, costs 4. So the other cards, either they cost 0 or they cost 1. So if you want to do your opponent wants to counterplay against it, they either need to be very careful what to counterplay against, which most probably they will not know unless this deck becomes very popular. They need to choose, or they need to do. And even if they choose the cards correctly, they're paying 2 costs to counterplay your cost that is 1, and all of their ability is when they come into play. So you have already fulfilled most of the things that you need to fulfill with the deck itself, with the cards itself, before your opponent counterplays it. And then that's taken into account that if your opponent knows what he's doing against this deck. Alright, so let me show you. So important card is this card. discard Bujin, Bido, Zangia, Gokua. They are very important to you. Sequence, it's very important in this deck. Alright, so you will never, most of the time, you will never have to play Zangia in 3 for 2 energy. Alright, let me explain. Bujin is important because Bujin, when you play, take note, all the Space Pirate except for Gokua itself and Boujack can only have 1 copies of them in the battle area, but it's fine because you will just use, if your opponent counterplays against one of them, whenever you pay 1 energy, you get 3 out. That is the guarantee. You get 3 cards on the field. If you counterplay against one, swing with your Boujack, pull 2 back into your combo area and pop his counterplay cards off, okay? So that's something that you can do. Alright, so Bujin, what does Bujin do? When you play Bujin, you choose 1 Boujack Brigade in your hands with energy 2 or less and play it. Alright? And then if you combo with this card from your battle area, you don't have to combo it during your turn. If you combo it, choose one of your opponent's battle card and just switch it to rest mode. If that is not a good card, I don't know what it is. This card is amazing. Alright, so when you swing, if your this card is in your battle area, in defense, when you are playing defense, your opponent swing, you use with his leader card, you use this card, combo it, gets you out of the predicament that you are in, and then you tap one of your opponent's battle card that has no barrier. Just tap it. Then you are surviving. You know, that's pretty damn good. Alright, so Bujin. So what you want to do is, and then Bido. Let's talk about Bido. Bido is also a really good card. Again, you can only have 1 Bido on your battle area. In your battle area, when you play this card, if your leader is a Boujack Brigade, you look at top 5, he is a searcher, choose 1 Boujack Brigade card and add it into your hands. Bido has also a very powerful activate main. Activate main plays this card in your owner's drop area, then choose up to 5 Boujack Brigades card with energy 2 or less in your drop area and shuffle the chosen card in 2. So, if he's on the board, activate main, take 5 and put it back into your deck. Haha, say hi to the Mio Architect. Because this guy, alright? And then Zangia. Zangia is also really good because you can only have 1 Zangia. Zangia, when you play this card, if your leader card is a Boujack Brigades card, you get to choose 1 Boujack Brigade from your deck, energy of 1 play, then shuffle your deck. Very important. And then this is the second part, which I seldom use it, but if you want, you can place this card in your owner's drop area, then you get to choose 1 of the battle cards and it gains critical, Boujack, and it gains critical for the duration of the turn. Alright? It has to be a battle card, you cannot choose a leader. Alright? And Gokua. Gokua, it's an interesting one. This, you can have more than 1 copy, so that's totally fine. He is 2, so this is 2 cost, 1 cost, 1 cost. How to play around them, let me tell you, I will explain. Alright, so when you play this card, if your leader card is a Boujack Brigade card, choose up to 1 of your opponent's battle card in rest mode. It can't be switched to active mode until the end of your opponent's next turn. So you are, you know, playing around it and trying to control your opponent. So activate main, just for 1, you take this Gokua, most probably after you swing, take this card, put it into your drop area, choose 1 of your 1 Boujack with energy 3 in your hands, and then you play it. Alright, so how do you do this? And then I have to introduce you to Arrival Space Pirate. If you have this in your starting hand, keep it because that's your most important card. Choose up to 1 Boujack Brigade card with energy 2 or less from your deck, play it in rest mode, then shuffle your deck. Okay, so how do you do this? Alright, so do this. Space Pirate to Zangia. Zangia, choose 1 from your deck, and then you put in Bujin. Bujin, choose 1 from your hand, then Bido out. So you have 1, 2, 3 out. Boujack gets 5k because you already play Zangia, right? Draw a card. Boujack gets 5k. Look at top 5. Pick 1 Boujack Brigade and add it into your hands. So this Boujack Brigade, I am searching for either Zangia for my super combo or and the other Boujack cards, especially this guy. This guy and this guy, they're really good. Alright, this guy and this guy, they're good. Alright, so this is how I play. Get it into my hands and play. That's pretty good. Alright, so that's that. Another thing that you want to take care of, sorry that I'm speaking so fast because there's really a lot to get through here in this deck, alright? Another combo that you can do is, if you have Zangia in your hands, right? Arrival Space Pirate, go for Bujin. Bujin brings Zangia out. Zangia goes into the deck, brings Beetle out. So you have 3 again. Okay, so Arrival of Space, Zangia in your hands. Arrival of Space Pirate, Bujin, Zangia, Beetle. Beetle, if it's Space Pirate in your hands and Beetle is in your hands, Zangia to Bujin, Bujin to Beetle. Yeah, so, okay, so just rewind, listen to what I said. Read the cards and then you know how to bring 3 onto the board at every one point of time, okay? I'm really excited as you can see this. Alright, another thing that you can do is Arrival of Space Pirate, Zangia to Bujin. They are all from your deck, and then from Bujin brings out Space Pirate Gokua. So Space Pirate Gokua, tap one your opponent's cards that is in rest mode, keep it in rest mode, so they cannot swing. You want to keep your life full. There is no advantage for you to go to the other side, okay? So keep it unawakened, it's totally fine. You will understand why. You can defend yourself at 15k easy at any one point of time. Alright, so and swing with Gokua, tap 1 energy, bring out one of your big guns, which is either this guy or this guy. So you can bring them out with Gokua just like that. Alright, so maybe the question now is, where's your negate? The negate is here. This guy is your negate. Okay, let me check if I'm recording. Okay, good, I'm recording. Okay, so this is your negate. Negate the attack and play this card. During your opponent's turn, if there's a card that's both blue and yellow in your energy, reduce the energy cost of this in your cost. So it has to be your opponent's turn, and then this is only 1 cost. Negate the attack and play this card. So this guy is your negate. And because when you play this card, your opponent places 1 top card of their deck into their drop area. Now you're milling the Janimba player. Not that it matters because they're not going to mill out before you, but with Beetle, you can put the cards back, alright? And then with this guy on the board, because Boujack Brigade, it's played, you draw 1 card and Boujack gets 5k for the duration of the turn. He doesn't get it here, but at least he gets it here. So remember, when your opponent is tapped out, they cannot do anything. Negate the last attack, place this card into your battle area, gets that 5k and draw them 1 card. Alright, so you can draw them 1 card once per turn in your turn and also in your opponent's turn, even when you play negate. And then after you play negate, you get the extra 5k for you to defend yourself. And in the early game, it is very difficult to get through you because you are defending yourself in 15k, and yeah, you swing in 15k no matter what. Yeah, you're gonna play the Boujack card. So if you're against Shenrong, you are also winning in that same time because you're just swinging so hard like that. Alright, so let's talk about the other cards. Alright, so we know this, right? So this guy is a double striker. So permanent, if your opponent has 2 or more battle cards in rest mode, reduce this cost of the card in your hands by 1. So this is exactly a 3 card, and then you can bring it with 1 energy, and this guy comes out. Okay, when you play this card, your opponent choose up to 1 of your opponent's battle card in rest mode, and it cannot be switched to active mode until the end of the turn. So you just want to do this, use this, lock it down, use this, lock it down. Alright, so when your opponent is swinging, right, what you can do is also you combo with this card, and then you combo with 1 of the cards that is in your battle area, especially this card. You can do it anytime. Then bring up Boujack, which is a blocker. He is a blocker. You pay 1 cost, right? Because 0/0, you can combo it from your battle area. You have so many yellow cards anyways, and you can even use a super combo, then tap in a blue. What you can do here is tap 1 energy, you bring this guy out. When you play this card, choose up to 1 of your opponent's battle cards, switch it to rest mode, then place the top card of your opponent's deck in your drop area. And he is a 20k, and he is a blocker. So that means you can defend yourself in the next game. Once more. Once per turn, because you play a Boujack Brigade's card, you get to draw a card. So you're replenishing your hands at the same time. Alright, so it's really good now with this with all these new cards that are coming out. Okay, Champa, we don't need to say it, it's easy. Choose 1 of your opponent's battle card, ignoring barrier, switch it to rest mode, draw 1 card. So when your opponent comes out with Gogeta, when your opponent comes out with like Ultra Instinct or something like that, whatever is in my head, anything that's game ending, use this card, tap it down. Yep. Also at the same time, when it comes to, so now you know this card brings everything, like all your Boujack brigades, 2 or less from your drop area, shuffle the chosen deck into, so you can only bring this back. Then you ask, but your super combo and your Boujacks are all 2 and above. So what do? You have Frost. In this deck, Frost is pretty good. So when you combo with this card, and if your leader card is yellow, okay, you may choose 1 card from your hands, place it in your drop area. If you do so, you're gonna choose up to 3 battle cards with energy 3 or more, with energy 35k or less in your drop area, and then put it back into the deck. Shuffle it, put them at the bottom of the deck. So this guy brings 1, 2, 3, 4 back into the deck. This guy brings your super combo and your Boujack back into the deck. So tell them, have fun, because the next time you play Frost, you will bring the other Frost back and then your super combo back also. So you could just do this and just put this shenanigan, just put all these things back into the deck, and then that's what you can do over there. Alright, so because for this deck specifically, the super combo is actually 2 or more, so it's actually 3 costs which satisfy this. So your super combo goes back, your Boujack brigades goes back, everything goes back into your deck. If you want to increase this one by 1 more, I can understand, go ahead. I totally recommend this. Alright, so now we are all talking about the dynamics of the deck. I hope I explained it pretty well. So far that we are clear. Now, how do you end the game? Alright, so this guy evolved from any Boujack brigade, Boujack cards with 3. So this guy cannot, because this guy it's 4 on the field. So this is why when you combo it, when you negate, this guy comes out, draw 1 card. Hopefully your opponent ends his turn and has not counterplay against this guy because he's kind of a little bit tapped out. Boujack brigade replace this card if you have 5 or more life. So I really recommend be very defensive at the start. Alright, choose all of your opponent's cards and switch them to rest mode. All of your opponent's cards, not battle cards. All that means his energy, his leader card, everything, tap it. Also, when your opponent switches 1 card from rest mode to active mode, if their leader card it's a Boujack brigade cards, your opponent chooses 1 card from their hands and send it to their wall. So if you swing and for some reason he goes and do Zeno button, he's finished. Every single card, every single energy that he untaps, he has to send 1 card from his hands to warp. This is not once per turn, this is every single time. That means at the untap, when you said, okay, this guy comes out, and then you just said, end turn, yeah? Or if you have this lady in your hands, pop her, give him critical, swing, and you could swing it, and then pop 1 of your other battle cards to give him dual attack, so you could swing once, swing twice, and then make your opponent do something with his hands if he doesn't want to take the damage. The next turn when he untaps, he has to untap. Take note, draw a card, he has to untap. So 1, 2, 3, 4, whatever energy that he has, how many battle cards that he has, his leader card, for every single card that he compulsory needs to untap, he has to send 1 card from his hands to the wall. So most probably he will be left with 1 card or 2 cards at max. So he has to fight you with the 1 or 2 cards in his hands against you, Boujack, because you are gonna draw and everything's gonna be alright. So when you play against Janimba, which is milling you, this card is there so that to destroy their hands right there. Alright, if Janimba doesn't have too many hands size, he can't play too many things, and so you just continue to do your stuff, and every time if he cannot take out this guy, every single time he will have problems dealing with you and the deck. Alright, and then you have Boujack, and you have this lady to give your Boujack, your either Boujack and this guy critical, so your opponent has to take care of it. Anything on the board, use them, pop it, use this guy, bring them back into the deck, use this guy, bring your super combo back into your deck, or this, if your opponent managed to pop this guys, use this guys to bring this guy back into the deck so that you continue to draw into them. Alright, and 1 more spice. How long is it? Okay, it's taking some time now. Merciless Farewell. this is when your opponent swing with something that has no barrier, and what you do is he combos everything because he wants to end the game. Tap 1, choose 2 cards from your hands, place it in the drop area, then choose his battle card in rest mode and just KO it. Or you could use this one, tap it, combo with it, tap one of his cards because he swings with his leader, right? Then you use this guy, combo out from his leader swing, tap the cards that is in rest mode, then use this guy and just combo and just KO it if you want to do it that way. Alright, so over here these are some cards. I'm just gonna talk. This is not the sideboard that like sideboard. You can kind of be sideboard. 2 cards to think about. This is a really good card. The battle card play in rest mode with his skills negated for the duration of the turn. Things like but this is a counterplay, so it doesn't get past deflect. However, in some cards, in some games, against some cards, this is pretty good because then you get to draw 1 card. If your life is 3 or less, choose one of your blue energy and switch it to rest mode. So you have to play at 3, you get to draw 1 card, and also you get to untap 1 if your life is 3 or less. Alright, this particular guy, Space Pirate Boujack, if this card would be KO'd, so he can be sent to warp, he can be -2/0, but 19k is not that easy. You may place 1 Boujack Brigade card from your battle area into drop area instead of this guy. So that is when you tap him, when you use him to play him, and then your opponent tries to KO this guy and stuff like that. Vegeta, Kaioken cannot do this, only Vegeta can. He comes in and tries to KO this. Then what you do is you take another card and you put it into the drop area. Alright, then tap all your energy, evolve on top of this guy, and have fun. So when you place this card, you may choose 1 card from your hands, place it in the drop area. If you do so, choose up to 1 Arrival Space Pirate. You can even take this card back into your hands if you want to with this guy. Alright, so that is the deck itself. I am really having fun. You can ask the local guys in my local areas who has been playing against this deck. They really hate to play against this deck because it's very slow, it's very grindy. At the same time, it's very nasty to play against. I hope it has more and more support, but I can understand what they are trying their best not to break this particular deck type. Right now, I feel that it's kind of pretty balanced with this. This is the key card that actually brings everything into that could bring the super combos and the rest of the Boujack cards back into the deck. That's pretty good. At the same time, with this card and this card that can be played during your opponent's turn, you can even draw cards and give that 5k to you. Alright, so take note of that. And one last thing before I leave you guys, during the time that you want to awaken, play one card, get the 5k, draw 1 card, flip over, play another card, get the you can't get the 5k, but you know the 5k is brought over, so you have 20k, and then you get to draw another card. So don't flip over without playing any 1 card. Alright, so they get that extra 1 draw. Alright guys, this is the end of the video. If you like it, let me know, like the video, subscribe, and comment in the comment section. If you are a Boujack Brigade, if you're a Boujack guy, let me know how would you improve the deck. If not guys, see you guys in the next video. Alright, ciao.